In today's video, we'll be bringing you guys the new top 5 meta SMG loadouts in Warzone. If you enjoyed today's video, leave a like for your boy to break 400 likes, comment shout out on the screen, live on Twitch and TikTok every single day. YouTube HAYDZ for Twitch, YT HAYDZ for TikTok. Starting off with the number 5 SMG, we have the compact. This is still such a viable SMG to use right now. It's a very fast killing SMG if you do hit your shots. However, there is a bit of recoil to it, which is, hard to control if you're, not the average Warzone player. If you're still, an emerging player, it's going to be hard to control. But with this setup, I'm going to try and reduce that as much as possible. For the barrel, you want to chuck on the integrated suppressor barrel. This will give you the bullet velocity and damage range that you do need on this gun to make it absolutely broken. This is crucial for y'all to put on to be able to boost that damage and bullet velocity to make it subpar to all the other SMGs in the game. Okay, as you can see on the screen, plus 15 for the bullet velocity, man. It's going to make this thing absolutely broken, and you need that bullet velocity on this gun, especially since it shoots so fast and it's got a lot of recoil, man. Okay, so you want to be able to control that at range and be able to shoot at a far distance as well. So I definitely put on the integrated suppressor barrel right now. After you chuck this on, you want to go over to none other than the underbarrel, and to reduce a lot of the recoil, we're going to put on that vertical foregrip. This will give you the horizontal recoil control that you do need, so that side sway with that gun will be reduced completely and make this thing absolutely broken, man. I know you can't see on the screen because my face cam's there, but in the advanced stats, it does say -1 for the recoil gun kick and -25. Yes, -25 for that horizontal recoil. So you're getting a whole lot of horizontal recoil being reduced on this gun, which is going to help this gun out a ton and make your boys hit your shots a lot easier. After you put this on, you want to go over to the magazine, and you definitely want to chuck on the extended mag 3. Now you're going to need this because this gun shoots extremely fast. I think it shoots the fastest in the game next to the Ladger. Both of those shoot very fast, I believe. The compact shoots very fast, however, so you need the 60 rounds to be able to, down at least, 3 to 4 people before you have to reload. It's definitely important for you guys to chuck this on. If you don't have it, you can put in the extended mag 2, but the extended mag 1 probably will be enough for probably solos or even duos. But if you're playing quads, rebirth, you're trying to go crazy and wipe a lot of squads, you're gonna need the 60, man, so definitely chuck this thing on. After you do put this on, you want to go over to the rear grip, and you do want to put on the ergonomic grip. Now this will give you the dive to fire speed and slide to fire speed, along with that ADS speed and jumping aim down side speed that you do need on this gun to make it absolutely broken. Okay, the ergonomic grip is definitely the way to go. Okay, it's very important to chuck this thing on to be able to, most importantly, have that ADS speed, man. You want to have a very fast zoom in speed, especially with any SMG you use. You want to be able to zoom in as quick as you possibly can. The ergonomic grip will do so, so definitely chuck this thing on. After you put on this ergonomic grip, you want to go over to the final attachment, which is going to be the stock, and you're going to want to chuck on the balanced stock. Now this will give you the aim, walking, movement speed, hip fire, movement speed, and strafing movement speed that you do need on this gun to make it absolutely broken. Okay, it's very important that you guys definitely chuck this on. Because it's just what you need in an SMG, man. You definitely need it. You need movement speed, all that good stuff. So once you put this thing on, once you put all the attachments I've shown you, you have the best compact 92 setup in the game. This is the best compact 92 loadout in Warzone right now. Appreciate all the love and all the banger videos. Definitely give this setup a go. It's coming at number 5. Let's get on to number 4. Coming in at number 4, we have the KSV. This is still definitely a great SMG to use right now in Warzone. I still love this gun. It's still my baby, man. I used to use this back in the day a lot. I love the KSV so much when it was meta, and even when it's out of the meta right now, it's still such a great SMG to use. Let's get right onto it. For the muzzle, you definitely want to chuck on the compensator. This will give you the vertical recoil control that you do want. Now I have tried the monolithic on it. I do love it, but it does affect the recoil control, man. If you're not the greatest at controlling recoil on your guns, the monolithic will definitely give this gun a bit more kick, since it's not, the compensator reduced all that recoil. Monolithic only gives you bullet velocity and damage range, and obviously you're not going to be heard on your minimap because it's a suppressor. So I'd highly recommend you chuck on the compensator just to reduce that recoil, tone it down. This gun will be absolutely incredible when you chuck this thing on. It will feel like this thing's got negative recoil, so definitely put on the compensator. After you put this on, you want to go over to the barrel, and you definitely want to chuck on the long barrel. Now this will give you the damage range that you do need. Okay, it's very important that you chuck on this barrel. Okay, I do love the reinforced because it does give you both the damage range and bullet velocity, but I feel like the long barrel is far superior to that, man. It definitely gives you, as you can see on the screen, a lot of damage at effective range, 17.8 meters, and damage beyond range is at 29.2, which is very, very good for this KSV. It's gonna make this thing absolutely incredible, so definitely chuck this thing on. After you chuck this thing on, you want to go over to the underbarrel, and you definitely want to put on the vertical foregrip. Now this will give you the horizontal recoil control that you do need. I've been loving running vertical foregrip on my SMGs, man. It reduces all that recoil and it makes it crazy good. I did used to run the Ranger for that horizontal recoil and sprinting and movement speed, which you still can use, but I just want to reduce all of that recoil control, man, and just make this thing absolutely broken and make it not move, man, just for y'all. Okay, just for y'all, so you can, be able to hit your shots a whole lot easier. I'd chuck on that vertical foregrip right now. After you put this on, you want to go over to the magazine and chuck on the extended mag 2. This will give you the 50 rounds that you do need on this gun to make it absolutely incredible. You need the 50 rounds in quads especially, or trios, to be able to wipe at least, 2 to 3, maybe even 4 if you hit all your shots, people, before you have to reload with this incredible SMG. So I highly recommend that you guys chuck chuck this thing on right now. After you put this on, you want to go for the final attachment, which is going to be the stock. You want to put on the no stock, man. This will give you the hipfire movement speed, and Strahfe movement speed that you do need on your SMG to be able to move very quick. You know what I'm saying? As fast as JoeWo and, you know, your boy HAYDZ, you know what I'm saying? You want to be able to move around quick as hell. So I'd highly recommend you put on the no stock right now. This is the best KSV loadout to use in Warzone right now. This thing is absolutely incredible, man. And it's definitely one of the best SMG options. This is why it's coming at number 4. Let's go on to the top 3 coming in at number 3. Starting at number 3, we have the Swagg. Now, this is definitely one of the best SMGs in the game. If you do hit all your shots, it is definitely up there with the Ladra and the C9 as the fastest killing SMGs in the game. I do love this Swagg. Let's get right to the setup for the multi. Definitely put on the compensator. This will give you that vertical recoil control that you do need. Now, this gun does have a very weird recoil pattern. I'll definitely show you boys right now. Let me get to this. As you can see, when I shoot it. But look at that. As you can see right there, the recoil pattern is very weird. So it goes a bit slightly to the left, all the way up, and then zigzags right across to the right, man. So it goes very far over to the right, which is very weird. I'll just show you all again. Which is very weird. So we're trying to reduce that completely. And by doing so, you have to put on the compensator, man. It'll reduce it a lot and definitely make this thing a lot better. So definitely chuck this thing on. After you put this on, you want to go over to the barrel and you do want to put on the long barrel. This will give you the damage range that you do need on this gun to make it very good. Okay, damage is always important on any SMG you use. We're trying to boost that with this Swagg. So definitely put on this long barrel right now. As you can see on the screen, the damage at effective range is at 14 and the damage beyond range is at 24. So not quite as good as the KSV in terms of, you know, being able to have that range. But the Swagg, that's why it's the fastest killing gun. They're going to make it a faster killing gun up close rather than, you know, long range, man. So if you hit your shots up close, this Swagg's one of the best SMGs still. So I'd highly put this thing on. After you put this thing on, you want to go over to the underbarrel and chuck on that vertical foregrip. This will give you the horizontal recoil control that you do need to make this gun very good, man. Once again, we're trying to reduce that recoil as much as possible. And when we go onto fire range now, you will see on this gun, the recoil is a whole lot better. So as you can see, it is a little bit better, as you can see right there, compared to here. It goes up a lot more rather than over here, and it goes left a little bit more rather than, you know, over here. A lot here is a lot cleaner. Here, without the attachments, obviously it's going to be worse. And then it goes to the right, of course, because that's how the recoil pattern is on the gun. You can't change that, but it's definitely a lot better, man. So once you put on those two attachments, the compensator long barrel, vertical foregrip, most importantly, the compensator and vertical foregrip, it's going to reduce all of the recoil, or most of it, on this gun. After you put this on, you want to go over to the magazine and chuck on the extended mag 2. This will give you the 55 rounds that you do need. This gun shoots incredibly quick, and we need as much ammo as we can, man. So we're putting on the most amount we can, and that is going to be the 55 rounds. So definitely put this thing on right now. If you don't have it unlocked, you can put on the extended mag 1, but the extended mag 2 is definitely the way to go. After you put the extended mag 2 on, you want to go over to the final attachment, which is going to be the stock, and you do want to put on the light stock. This will give you the hip fire, movement speed, and movement speed, along with that Strahfe movement speed that you do need to make this thing broken. I did used to run the balance stock, which you still can use, but I've been loving the light stock a lot. I've been loving the light stock a lot, and I just feel like it's more viable, man. It's definitely great. It gives you a lot of movement speed and crouch movement speed, plus 20 and plus 35. Obviously, if you've got the balance stock on lock, I probably would put this on, to be honest. But you don't get on the balance stock, as you can see. I'll just turn my face cam off real quick so you can see. As you can see, plus 13, plus 21, plus 12. And then with the light stock, you get plus 20 and plus 35, which is a lot more movement speed and crouching movement speed. But with the balance stock, you get ADS movement speed. So the choice really is yours at the end of the day, but I would chuck on the light stock. This is the best attachment. This is the new best class setup for the Swagg right now. Definitely give this setup a go. Please let me know down below in the comments what you think of these setups, man, because I really do think I've given you guys the best setups in Warzone right now. Definitely give this setup a go. Let's go on right on to number 2. Coming in at number 2, we have the C9. This is definitely the number 2 SMG to use right now. It is almost as good as the Ladra. The Ladra is the best by far. But starting off with the C9 for the muzzle, okay? No brainer. You want to put on the compensator. It's going to reduce that vertical recoil control on this gun to make it absolutely broken, man. Compensator is very crucial on most SMGs you use, especially with, for the instance, Swagg. It's got a very weird recoil pattern. You definitely want to put on the compensator right now, especially on the Swagg, but also on the C9 to reduce all that vertical recoil and just make the recoil control a whole lot easier for you to control. After you put this on, you want to go over to none other than the barrel and chuck on the long barrel. This will give you the damage range that you do need. I run long barrel on all of my SMGs, man. I want to get as much damage range possible, and this is definitely the way to go, man. If you want as much damage on your SMG, you chuck on the long barrel, man, and you will thank me later. Let me know. Chuck on the long barrel right now. It's going to literally increase all of that damage and make this thing crazy good. After you put this on, you want to go over to the underbarrel, and like I said, been loving the vertical foregrip, so you definitely want to chuck it on the C9. It's going to give you that horizontal recoil control that you do need on this gun to make it broken. So when we go into the firing range, you'll see this thing has got absolutely no recoil. Watch this. Obviously, every SMG's got a lot, decent amount of recoil, but with these attachments, we have reduced it heaps, man. We've reduced it heaps. That is the recoil pattern, as you can see on the screen there. So I'd highly recommend that you guys definitely chuck on the vertical foregrip to reduce a lot of the recoil. After you put this on, you want to go over to the magazine and chuck on the Kxpture mag 2. This will give you 50 rounds that you do need. Now, I haven't tried the C9 10mm auto 30 round mags. They, are speculated to be extremely good because obviously it boosts damage, range, bullet velocity, and damage again, man, which just really helps the gun out a ton. I'll definitely give this a go in the future, but right now the Kxpture mag 2, in my opinion, is still the way to go. I love it so much. It allows you to wipe a lot more people, or at least kill a lot more people before you have to reload. So definitely chuck this thing on. After you put this on, you want to go over to the final attachment, which is going to be the stock, and chuck on the no stock to, give that movement speed, hip fire movement speed, Strahfe movement speed that you do need, man. The no stock is definitely a viable attachment to put on in terms of, increasing the movement speed and crouch movement speed, which is very important on any gun you use, especially on SMGs, and it's just the way to go. So definitely chuck it on. This is the best C9 loadout in Warzone right now. Give this setup a go. So the number 2 SMG, if you don't have the Ladra unlocked or leveled up, this is definitely the second best SMG. So give this a go. Let's get right on to the Ladra, the number 1 loadout in the game for SMG. Here is the Ladra, man, the number 1 SMG loadout in Warzone right now. It's the best gun, in my opinion, for SMGs, and if you've got this leveled up, I'll give you the best setup right now. So starting off with the muzzle, you do want to chuck on the monolithic suppressor. Get this with you the bullet velocity and damage range. I like the recoil pattern on this gun, and I feel like it doesn't have a lot of recoil, so I didn't put on the combat setup, put on the monolithic for bullet velocity and damage range, which I think is a very viable option. So I recommend that you guys put this thing on too. After you put this on, you want to go over to the barrel and chuck on the long barrel again. For the damage range, man, you're going to need to put this on to increase the damage range as much as possible. Got the monolithic now and the long barrel, increasing both the damage range. And so definitely put this thing on right now. It's going to help y'all boys out a ton. Just please put this thing on. After you put this on, you want to go over to the underbarrel and chuck on that vertical foregrip. So like I said, we're not running the compensator. We're going to try and, reduce the recoil, something, otherwise, in a different attachment, we're going to put on the vertical foregrip. It's going to reduce all that horizontal recoil control on this gun. I mean, dude, it's very, very important that you guys put this thing on, because once you put this on and one of the other recoil attachments I'll show you, this gun will have no recoil and the damage is just through the roof. So definitely chuck on the vertical foregrip. After you put this thing on, you want to go over to the magazine and you do want to chuck on none other than the extended mag 1. Now, extended mag 2 is apparently very good as well because it gives you 60 rounds. Yes, it reduces ADS speed, reload quickness, and sprint to fire speed, but it's just very good, because this gun shoots very quick. And if you're trying to, down at least 2 to 3, even 4 people before you have to reload, the 66 rounds is definitely the way to go, man. But I did run the extended mag 1. I'd highly recommend putting this thing on to, get a lot of magazine ammo capacity also, but, you're not reducing ADS speed, reload quickness and all that stuff with the 66, so I'd definitely put on the 55. After you put this on, you want to go to the final attachment, which is going to be the fire mods. And you do want to put on the recoil springs. Now, this will give you the horizontal recoil control and vertical recoil control once again to make this thing broken. So this thing has got absolutely no recoil and the damage is through the roof. So once you put on the recoil springs and all the attachments I've shown you, this is the best Ladra loadout in the game and the best SMG to use right now in Warzone. Appreciate all the love and all the banger videos. Definitely give this setup a go. Give all the other setups I did show you of the other SMGs in the top 5 a go, man. They're all very good, but the Ladra is definitely the way to go. Hey, I love y'all boys so much. We're live on Twitch and TikTok every single day. Appreciate the love. See you on the next one.